This cobra was attacked by a mongoose right on the road. Naturally, such a fight couldn't help but attract crows, who were also hoping for a free meal. But it wasn't that simple. Suddenly, a herd of wild boars appeared and scared the mongoose away. The cobra remained in its defensive posture, but the boars had no intention of attacking her. The snake was very lucky. The boar saved her from the predatory mongoose. An American hunter captured a crazy moment on video. A hound grabbed a puma by the tail, and the puma climbed up a tree with the dog still holding on. The dog kept holding onto the tail and hanging there, and it looks unreal. According to the hunter, the dog soon just fell off. A silly cat decided to check where the turtle was hiding, and the turtle immediately latched onto the curious intruder. The cat's screams and squeals only make people laugh. An incredibly touching moment was captured on camera. One of the little puppies was attacked by a snake, which wrapped its coils around his neck. But his two brothers immediately ran over to save him. The puppies grabbed onto the snake and started biting it. The reptile realized it was in trouble, let go of the puppy, and then all three of them began to take revenge on it. On safari, people in a jeep managed to film a lone wild dog attacking a small antelope. The Nyala antelope managed to run to the water, and there a real battle began between them. The Nyala quickly realized that her only chance of survival was in the water, so already in the deep, the dog was pushing her away. Let's go, and the antelope swims away freely. I think the dog definitely wouldn't have left its prey and would have waited on the other bank, but an unexpected hero arrived at the scene. A lioness casually walking from the opposite side of the dam. Interested by all this commotion, she came closer to investigate and decided to chase the wild dog. When the wild dog disappeared from sight and the lioness got distracted, the antelope was able to escape calmly. A man decided to film a squirrel from up close. He placed the camera on the ground, put some bread on top, and stepped aside. In the end, the clever squirrel grabbed the GoPro along with the bread and took it up into a tree. She only dropped the camera after she had eaten the bread. And this crab lost its home and settled in a plastic bottle cap. A man collecting seashells on the beach decided to give the crab a new home. He offered it several options to choose from. The crab chose the black striped shell. Great taste. A sea lion spotted a bunch of tasty plump penguins on the beach. He decides to attack, but the first attempt was unsuccessful. The penguins, riding the big waves, turned out to be quicker and more agile. The predator thought for a moment and realized that he couldn't catch a penguin without some effort, so he switched to pursuit mode on the sand. The penguin tried with all its might to escape, but the sea lion was faster. The prey was in his jaws. But then something inexplicable happened. Miraculously, the penguin managed to escape. Next, a chicken that wandered too far from its coop became the target of a red-tailed hawk's attack. That upward movement and leap over the fence, switching from an upside down to an attacking position, is insanely cool. I really like this fishing method. All you need to do is set out the jars and the small fish jump in by themselves. After giving birth to her calf, this mother elephant truly panics because her newborn couldn't stand up. The mother is truly in shock. She runs around and does everything she can to help her baby up, who honestly still doesn't understand how to stand on its feet. At first, the mother nudged him rather roughly, but at the same time carefully. In the end, the baby elephant managed to stand and the mother calmed down. The cunning heron goes out hunting, so this duck and her ducklings need to be extra careful today. But it's very difficult to keep and protect so many ducklings close by. You can see how one chick lagged behind a little and instantly ended up in the heron's beak. The mother duck rushes to defend, but it was already too late. The heron flies away with its catch. This man came with a net to rescue a cat that couldn't get out onto the high concrete pier. Naturally, the poor cat got scared, jumped into the water and started swimming in the other direction. But there was nowhere to swim, so the cat began to come back. The man didn't give up, and soon he managed to save the cat. This moment was captured in Amman. 3 camels decided to go for a swim, and they were carried away by the current into the Arabian Sea. Men in boats came to rescue the animals, but whether they succeeded or not remains a mystery. A chimpanzee at the Arnhemburgers Zoo in the Netherlands had an intriguing encounter with a drone which he brought down using a stick. Now the monkey has a new toy, but it got bored with it rather quickly. A home surveillance camera captured a hawk attacking a squirrel right outside the house. Despite all its efforts, the squirrel was unable to break free. A little rabbit wandered too far from its nest and was immediately attacked by a vicious crow. But the mother rabbit turned out to be very brave. She didn't get scared and immediately rushed to defend her baby. The brazen bird was frightened at first and let go, and the little rabbit realized that to be saved, it needed to run after its mother, back to the nest. But the crow didn't give up. It kept persisting, trying to inflict as much harm as possible on the baby, maximum damage. In the end, the rabbit still managed to successfully hide in the nest. A young leopard somehow ended up in a deep well. The residents of the Indian village listened for a long time to figure out where these strange sounds were coming from. When the villagers finally found the leopard, they decided not to kill it, but to save it. To subdue the predator, they had to shoot it with a tranquilizer. Only then was it safely pulled out and taken to be released into the wild. The laziest people have come up with a very interesting way to walk their dog. They do it with the help of a drone. It seems that the dogs don't mind at all. The main thing is that they're outside. A small herd of zebras urgently needs to cross this river. The hoofed animals understand perfectly well that it's very dangerous and that the crocodiles definitely won't miss such a chance for a meal, but they still decide to brave the dangerous waters. As always, one was unlucky. She sacrificed herself so that all her companions could make it to the other shore alive and well. Next are some incredible shots that were lucky enough to be captured on camera. An orca is hunting a dolphin and tosses it several meters above the water. It looks amazing. This man knew well what dangers could be lurking in the swamp on the shore of this body of water. So before approaching the water, he decided to check everything with a stick. Hunting alone is quite a difficult task for wolves, but the she-wolf urgently needs to find herself something for lunch. Noticing a small gopher, the predator desperately rushes into the bushes to catch it. A second gopher sits nearby on the rocks watching to see whether his companion will escape or not. This time the wolf got lucky and carries off its well-earned prey. The Utah Division of Wildlife Resources has released a video showing airplanes dropping small fish into wild lakes directly from the aircraft. These fish, ranging from 3 to 8 centimeters in length, include rainbow and mountain trout, as well as tiger trout, char, and Arctic grayling. These fish are specially bred for fishing purposes. Most often, airplanes are used to release them into fishless lakes where there is no natural reproduction. A bystander managed to capture an incredibly cool attack by an eagle that spotted a fox with a rabbit in its teeth. The eagle at full speed grabs the rabbit with its talons, but the fox was not about to give up its catch. The impact was so strong that it actually flipped her over, but she didn't let go of the rabbit. The eagle flew away empty-handed. A drone managed to capture a unique white creature accompanied by a huge mother whale. Albino whales are extremely rare. In general, like any white animals, which are born very infrequently. The next moment was captured in Ushuaia, Argentina. A gull chick is being attacked by other gulls. The chick accidentally crossed into territory occupied by another family, and now very unpleasant consequences await it, possibly even death. In our case, after numerous bites, the chick managed to escape. A wildlife photographer was filming the hunt of a predatory osprey with his camera, but there were many pelicans in this area, so the footage turned out to be truly spectacular. When the osprey caught a fish, a pelican flew up from behind and tried to snatch its catch. During the first attempt, the pelican didn't succeed. The second attempt at an attack was also unsuccessful. After several more failed attacks, the pelican decided to change tactics and almost completely swallowed the osprey along with the fish. Miraculously, the osprey managed to break free and escape. While flying over Rocky Mountains, beautiful drone footage of the landscape was interrupted by an attack from a golden eagle. The bird of prey mistook it for prey and began to carry it off to its nest. The connection with the device was lost at a distance of 900 meters. It remains a mystery whether the owner managed to save the drone, or if this was simply the last thing that was recorded. Here's another similar moment. The drone was attacked by an eagle and instantly crashed to the ground. A coyote got tangled in a fence made of metal rods. Armed with wire cutters, the farmer decided to rescue it himself. The exhausted coyote growled a little, but overall behaved quite calmly. I think he understood that he was being rescued. When the necessary rods were cut, after a gentle nudge, the coyote was freed and immediately ran away. A police officer tried to keep a dog away from a river overflowing due to flooding, but she desperately jumped into the water and swam toward the trees 20 meters from the shore. It turned out that her puppy was there and needed to be rescued urgently. People were shocked, but the dog saved him. As it turned out, this was the last one to be rescued, and all 3 puppies are alive and well. A dog on a leash was peacefully sleeping on the porch of its house. I don't think she even dreamed that a hungry leopard was sneaking up nearby. The predator attacked and bit the dog on the neck but couldn't drag its prey away because of the leash. The recording cuts off, but the owner reported that the leopard left the inconvenient prey behind. The dog survived. This ginger cat, he kept calling his owner over to the drain pipe, and when she came, she also heard suspicious noises inside. Inside the pipe was a strange, dirty creature, and it was still alive. The creature turned out to be a squirrel, whose life the woman really did save. In Thailand, people filmed a battle between a huge fat king cobra and a mongoose. I think the cobra realized that with such an opponent, her chances of survival were almost zero, so she decided to run away, onto some small bush. But she couldn't manage it. The bush bent under her and the mongoose carried out his cunning plan. Here's another brave little animal, a honey badger that climbed a tree after a large python. I'm sure the honey badger won't calm down or give up until it wins. On New Year's, the Eskipt family of town found an uninvited guest on their Christmas tree. The snake was venomous, so no one dared to get too close. They had to call the local snake catcher, who quickly dealt with the reptile. It turned out to be a boomslang, the deadliest snake in the country. The family was very lucky that it didn't bite anyone. Just look at this cat's reaction to the smell of its owner's socks. I laughed for a long time. Hornbills always lay their eggs in a nest with a very narrow and small entrance. How they manage to do this is a mystery, since they definitely can't fit inside themselves. Amazingly, the chick has to figure out on its own exactly when it needs to leave the nest. If it grows too big, it won't be able to squeeze through anymore. This little one left the nest while still quite small and doesn't know how to fly yet. The parents continued to feed it in the bushes under the tree. A woman was horrified after she tried to leave the hospital, Wells, Nevada. She stumbled upon a real cricket invasion and was genuinely afraid to go outside. According to local residents, millions of crickets have descended on several counties in the state, creating real chaos for the locals. It seems this cat really enjoys the company of these little golden retrievers. They really can climb all over her, to death. The cat is definitely loving it.